Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're going to be reacting to a video of a couple who is now a part of Lifewave. Lifewave is a multi-level marketing company that sells patches. I've covered Lifewave a few times, Connie being one of the most well-known people. Connie is from Monate and she is doing Lifewave now. Well, her husband's doing Lifewave, but she covered it in a video. Connie Sanchez, if you don't know who she is, I have several videos with her in it. Her best friend is Brittany Rose, or was her best friend. I'm not really sure where they stand now, but they're covered together a lot. First, let me talk really quick about this Lifewave patch so that we kind of get the idea of what the hell we're talking about. So this Lifewave patch, this one in particular is called Lifewave X39, and its optimum health and wellness can now be yours with X39, a new approach to improving the way your body fosters the flow of energy in your body for improvements in strength, stamina, and beyond. By gently stimulating the skin with light, our general wellness, non-transdermal patches help you conquer your active lifestyle and pave a new way to vibrant health. Some benefits. New technology stimulates the skin with low levels of light, resulting in improved energy flow, supports improvements in strength and stamina, supports overall health and well-being, no drugs or stimulants, and it's patented. By the way, we learned patented doesn't mean it is proven to work. Fun fact. Okay, you can place it in your hoo-ha area, your pelvis, or your upper back in between your shoulder blades. So that's really like the big thing with the patches. I mean, they have other products too. Well, they have other stuff than just patches. So we're gonna watch this and see what they say. I like watching the Lifewave stuff because it's always so wild. So here is a couple. Another person who is a part of Lifewave that whenever I typed in Lifewave, it automatically took me to was Kendall Weldon. Kendall Weldon was a part of Monate as well, and she is now a part of Lifewave. I covered her in a recent video about Lifewave, so feel free to take a look at that. I will try to remember to post a link somewhere, maybe in the description, and it's also not very far back on my video. So any hooty hoo, let's go ahead and get started.
It's the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head.
Don't forget, if you want to support the channel for free, please simply subscribe. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you want to get notified when I post or when I go live, hit the bell button. Let's watch.
Hi! Okay, my name's Corinne, and this is my husband.
I'm Christian.
And we're gonna actually pull on one of our dear friends, Kendall. We're kind of waiting for her to jump on here now.
Hey, Kendall, how's it going, girl? Round two, let's watch.
But basically wanted to make this video because usually I don't try to talk or appeal to, here's Kendall, view request, appeal to the skeptic.
Girl, I can't hear you.
But we have had so much interest in this that I'm like, you know what? I know that people, if they're skeptical, it's only because they don't have enough information.
No, I think they're right to be skeptical. I think that putting a patch on your body and saying it'll change your life is kind of wild, especially when it's like an MLM patch. You know what I mean? I mean, we've already seen it done once. What's that company called? Thrive, Level, whatever. Level, Thrive, whatever. They've already been there, done that.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's
Oh
up?
my gosh, hang on. This is blurry.
Wipe your screen off.
Clean this real quick. It's a little blurry. Okay, there I am.
Yes. Okay, so we just jumped on and I was saying usually we don't talk to specifically the skeptics. However, there are so many people in this opportunity that have been partnering with us that have no experience in network marketing. And so they're getting some of the feedback of people saying, I don't know, I'm just kind of skeptical. And I'm like, the only reason is because people don't understand what they're saying no to.
Right.
So brought on my friend Kendall here. She's been incredibly successful.
I'm saying no to a Lifewave patch. I'm saying no to a patch that you stick on either your hoo-ha, I'm not going to give that one up, your hoo-ha or your in between your shoulder blades. Like, it's very simple and straightforward. And here's the deal. If you're like, oh, I really do want that because it helps with these things, there are other products that do it better. Like, it blows my mind that people in MLM are like, only these products, only this can do that. I'm like, there are several products who very likely do what this patch says it does, that are probably a lot more effective and cheaper.
From a business perspective in this industry. But number one, I want to touch on the technology really quick because that's what I'm passionate about. I've been struggling with my health for a long time. And if you know my story, my parents' background, health is something that, you know, you can have a million problems, but when you have a health problem, that is the only problem that matters. My husband's picked me up off the bathroom.
I know she pulled that off Pinterest. I know she did. And you know what? It's true. But she pulled it off Pinterest.
Floor more times than I can count in the last several years, probably due to brick and mortar business ownership and all the stress that goes along with that. And that's ultimately what led me to find this technology. And so I want to just touch briefly on the technology because if people are skeptical, my favorite thing about this is that it is a factual thing. When you can base a business off of facts instead of feelings, I think that that's one of the smartest business moves ever. And the fact that it has a 20-year global patent on this, and
patents don't mean shit. You don't have to prove that something works for it to be patented. The only thing is the US Patent Office, if they want, they can request a working model of it, or like, I guess in this instance, request a patch to see the invention's feasibility or if they think it violates the laws of physics. But I'm guessing they probably don't do that very often with something like this patch. But no, you do not have to prove that something works for it to be patented.
that means that it had to prove that it does what it says that it does. So when you are appealing,
No, you don't. Sorry, hold on. Let's listen to that again.
and the fact that it has a 20-year global patent on this, and that means that it had to prove that it does what it says that it does. So when you are appealing,
You literally don't. You absolutely don't. They're lying sacks of potatoes. They are lying liars who lie. And you know what? They probably don't even realize they're lying. They probably just heard someone say that one time because actually Kendall did say that in the previous live and just went with it. They're not even double checking Kendall. That is absolutely wild for her to say. You know what? Go in right now and type in. This is what I typed. I said, do you have to prove something works for it to be patented? And the first thing, no, you don't usually need to prove that something works to get patented. I just don't know what else to say other than that they are either so ignorant that it makes me sick to my stomach, or just lying liars who lie. And I think Kendall's a lying liar who lies.
your customers, they're not saying, oh, let me try this and see how I feel, or see if I like it, or try it out, to be able to say, oh, well, no, we've already done that. It already says that. You know, there's so many companies out there that are based, you know, I know Kendall and I have worked in the beauty.
And that's when the placebo effect comes in. When she's like, no, we've already proven that it works. And people like make themselves try and believe that it works. I'm just sitting here in disbelief of how ignorant and painfully ignorant they are. Oh my gosh, it's a simple Google search, and this kind of shit tires me out. It's a simple Google search, but they're probably telling thousands of people this lie. I'm telling them to go spread it. I'm like, no, stop it.
Industry, Christian and I have a brick and mortar business that's based on, you know, you can tell people facts on here's how it's made or where it's made or what it does, but they want to try it for themselves and see how they feel about it. And so with the technology, it is very black and white on there's a global patent that proves that it does what it says it's going to do.
No, there's not. No, there's not. It's very black and white. No, there's not. You do not have to prove it. That is a fact. She wants to talk about facts. We'll talk about facts. And let me tell you one thing. If there's one thing you're going to know by the end of this video, it's that you don't have to prove that something works for it to be patented. Okay?
Factual based, and then there are testimonies to edify a lot of different experiences that people are having. So that is one of the main questions I get. Does it really work? Yes, it really works, and there's science to prove that.
Just a quick comment on that too, is those facts are very easily obtained too. So everybody who's already involved in the industry already has full access to these. So for the skeptics, you know, if you want to see that information, we can definitely get it to you in very simple form.
Yeah.
So just want
They talk about it, doing it in simple form, but here's the deal. If you don't know science, like if you don't work in science, going through these different things can be difficult and it's hard to understand it at times. The whole issue is, one, they're wrong. You don't need, what am I going to say, everybody? You don't need to prove it to get it patented. And so, but they're already planting that in their mind so that when they look through the stuff, they're like, okay, yeah, so it must do all of this. That's awesome. No, that's not true. It doesn't mean it does all of that at all.
to throw that out there.
I have one more question I want to say, and then I want to bring Kendall in on this. So people have asked us a lot of times, well, if this is so great, then why not put this in doctors' offices? Okay, or why, you're not a doctor and you're talking about this. So for one, there are doctors on our team, functional medicine doctors, people in the holistic, health.
I don't want a holistic doctor. I don't want a functional medicine doctor. I want an MD who works in the medical field to tell me about this.
Care chiropractors, very high level.
No, don't bring in a chiropractor and act like they are a medical doctor. They're not. Ooh, she sounds so like she's about to hit Dorkaroni level.
People in the industry that are doing this. Usually that personality type, they are more so talking to their patients about this and the benefits of it. They're not necessarily talking about the business model. But there are doctors who are doing this. It's a lot different though when you're being incentivized, from huge pharmaceutical companies.
And you're telling me they're not being incentivized from this company? Oh, that's a damn lie. You know that they are. First off, not all doctors are incentivized from huge pharmaceutical companies. That's wild for her to say. I hear this a lot in MLM. Those doctors are being incentivized by big pharma to blah, blah, blah. Prove it. Show me a doctor that is and prove it. Are some doctors? Sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some were, but I want you to sit there and I want you to get a doctor that you know and prove to me that they're being incentivized by big pharma. And I bet you money they couldn't fucking do it. They could not find a doctor they know that is being incentivized by big pharma. But you know who is being incentivized to sell these shitty products? The chiropractors, functional medicine doctors, and the holistic doctors that are a part of this company.
That's a different mindset than what we're talking about here, so just wanted to clear that up there. What do you think, Kendall, about, do you want to touch on the technology or the business side of that is really what I get a lot of people saying, like, that's not a real business. And if you don't know Kendall and her backstory and, our backstory together,
I think when people say that, they are uneducated. They don't understand. I mean, we're 1099 independent contractors. Okay. If you really want to get technical with it, we're not employees. We're independent contractors of the company. So it is like your own business within a business.
No, it's not. You don't own a business. You're a contract worker. You do not own a business a part of Lifewave. Let me put it that way. You do not own a business that's a part of Lifewave. You cannot say this is my small business. It is not.
If that makes sense. If you know anything about taxes and, filing a W-9 and 1099 and W-2s and all the things, then you understand that. So you're anyway, I don't know what I was going to say with that, but you are in control of how much money that you make. And I think that's the best part about it.
Are you in control of how much money you make? Let me ask this. Kendall, can you control... Don't you hear those ducks? They've got something to say. Can you control how much you sell? What if someone says no? Can you control that? No, you can't. Can you control how much your downline sells? No. So really, no, you can't control how much money you make.
The more people you talk to, the more people that you enroll, the quality people that you enroll, you're going to shoot to the straight to the top of the company and make your dreams come true. And with this compensation plan, the structure that you need is so little. You don't have to enroll a lot of people. You just need quality people, and literally a handful of quality people that are working it just like you are.
A handful? 5 quality people? Do you mean 5 quality people who each get 5 quality people, who each get 5 quality people, who each get 5 quality people? Like a pyramid scheme? Mm-hmm. Thanks for that one, Kendall.
And I mean,
what do you think made you catch the vision though, Kendall? I mean, I know your history, but back in the day, I feel like that's what we're dealing with right now is there's this, we have people that are in brick and mortar business with us, or our representatives who are furniture reps, different people that are very educated, but they're like, I don't know, like how, and when we're talking to them about this is one of the smartest business moves because you can franchise without overhead and
right.
People don't.
Yeah, there's no risk.
Right.
Like there's no risk when you join, you're just buying product.
Mm-hmm.
There's no risk when you join, you're just buying product. So are you saying that like there's no risks doing it so I can get all my money back? If for some reason I lose money, you'll give it back? There's always risk. There is always and will always be risk, especially in a multi-level marketing company. There's more risk in an MLM than there is in a regular 9-to-5 job. Why? You're not losing money in your 9-to-5 job. You're getting paid hourly. But here, you don't get paid hourly or annually. You get paid no matter how many hours you put in. You get commission when you sell a product or when people below you sell products. Doesn't matter. You could put in 10 hours and not get one sale and not get paid.
That's why when people are like, "Oh, that's so risky," or "Yeah, like, why would I do like they're acting like they're signing their life away. Like you are investing $500. You know, that's the middle product pack. So that's average. That's average. What people spend is $500 to get started, and that's it.
Right.
So you are losing $500. $500 is a lot of money. I don't care who you are. $500 is a lot of money. Well, maybe if you're like a millionaire, billionaire type of thing, maybe not. But to me it is. And I'm the norm. I'm middle class. $500 is a pretty penny. So,
you know,
Yeah,
you really don't have to spend anything else after that at all.
Mhm.
And
yeah, that's a great point that I always try to drive home, Kendall, is the cost to risk is so minimal. I think a lot of people, you know, they're just so quick to judge it and think that it's different from the norm, because a lot of us grew up in a place where you go clock into a job, you clock out the end of the day. And this is something is more modernized.
To me is risky because you're barely, most people are barely able to afford, you know, groceries and everything these days with clocking in and out to a job where you cannot control your income. You don't give yourself a raise. Someone else determines that.
And how many people can afford groceries with MLM? The income disclosure statement shows us that the majority of people don't even profit money, Kendall. So what the fuck are you saying? Stop lying to these people. Stop lying to people watching this video, Kendall. Why don't you tell us what Monate, remember the company you were in for a very fucking long time, why don't you tell us what the majority of those people make? Oh, you won't, so I will. Monate's income disclosure statement says that 91.15% of the company are at the very bottom rank, and the average annual gross earnings, average. That's not even the best. The median is the best, but I'm gonna go with average because it's more money. $114 a year, not including products they purchase. Their shampoo conditioner runs $30 to $50 per pop. It runs from $30 to $50 a pop. Shampoo, $45. Conditioner, $45. You're not profiting in this. Over 91% of the company, not even close to profiting. So, Kendall, tell me how you're buying groceries. That the majority of people are buying groceries in Monate? With Monate? They're not.
And if you're not at work, you don't get paid. With us, we can be on our deathbed making money.
Right.
You know? And so this is a really good plan B, and it turns into a lot of people's plan A.
Right.
People join this for just supplemental income, and then they're like, oh my gosh, this is taking over what I'm making at my job or whatever. And then they end up quitting and doing this full time. And that's what happens.
Yeah. I think that the aha moment for me, our background with a previous company that we did together, because it made sense that we were in the same industry with beauty. I was like, man, I'm already representing a product that I really love. And I did not realize, a lot of people don't realize how lucrative that it can be when you turn that from, you know, salesperson to you're helping other people who want to do the same thing. They're sitting there praying for IVF treatments, but they don't know how they're going to afford it. They're praying for, you know, Christian, man, his work in the corporate ladder. So many people have said to him that his job at Boeing was the definition of success after being in the Marines and all the different things. And it's like, okay, at the end of the day, you still are clocking in and out for someone else. You take that phone home for them. You're saving the company millions of dollars at times. And they're like, here you go, here's $15 to spend towards our company again, you know? So when people say like pyramid scheme, you know, that's one of the things I wrote down, like, that isn't that a pyramid scheme? Well, I think that it comes down to people's perception. They don't even know what that means. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. It's actually so simple to describe a pyramid scheme. I'm just going to draw it for you. This is Kendall. This is the lady with the blue eyes. This is the lady with the blue eyes, direct distributors. This is the lady with the blue eyes, second generation distributors, right there. So lady with the blue eyes, then we have person with brown eyes and person with green eyes, okay? These two right here, who are direct to the lady with the blue eyes. Lady with the blue eyes is direct to Kendall, okay? Brown eyes, green eyes. So brown eyes, this is the brown eyes direct downline right here. This is green eyes direct downline. And it just goes on and on. And you know what Kendall does? Kendall makes money from all of them. These people don't make near as much money as Kendall does, even though the majority of Kendall's income comes from them. These people down here make next to nothing, even though they make money for the people above them and Blue Eyes and Kindle. Pyramid scheme. These people and these people, for sure, they work, doesn't mean they're getting paid. But corporate, when you work in corporate, they say, oh, you make $20 an hour, you're getting paid $20 an hour. Okay? Is corporate the best? No, absolutely not. But all that to say, pyramid schemes are worse. All right? It's really not that difficult to draw and explain a pyramid scheme. But apparently Blue Eyes wants us to believe it is.
And that's an old term that
It's
they
illegal.
saw
Right, the company
exactly.
would not have lasted 20 years if it was a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
The company's lasted 20 years? Has it been an MLM for 20 years? No. Weirdo.
Right. But don't you think that comes from, I mean, where does that even come from? I don't even know where that comes from. Back in the day, of these bad companies that you were spending so much money hand over foot at this company.
Well,
and
you know why? It's because a lot of network marketing companies do not last past 2 years. So what people, if they've never done anything like this, they've never heard of this before, and they go invest their money into a company, and then the company shuts their doors 2 years later and they haven't made a dime, then they're going to call that a pyramid scheme.
Kendall, you also don't know what the you're talking about. She is such an ignorant, dorkaroni brat. She's a brat. I don't know how else to, I just get brat from her. And not the good brat, the bad brat.
Right. And so majority of companies that start, that's why you don't join a startup company, because they do not last most of the time. It's 80% of the time, or even higher than that. 2 years. So,
I actually don't know if Lifewave has been an MLM for 20 years, but I haven't heard of them until recently, so maybe they have. But so has Amway, and Amway is a well-known pyramid scheme. However, they have so many people lobbying for them that they're not going to get shut down. The government is a part of, there are people who lobby for MLMs because there's tons of people who make money off MLMs. So even though they are pyramid schemes, they won't get shut down because people are paying a bunch of money to make even more money from MLMs.
But if you think of pyramid scheme, to me, what that means is that I am held to a lower standard to where I'm not able to control my income or outmake my superiors. And so many of these companies that are traditional, that people see as the epitome of success, are essentially this top of the pyramid, the CEO, and we have all of our employees and all of our managers and then the customers and whatever that may be. And you are not able to that CEO is not training you to take their job. They're getting more rich, and you better hope that their morals are in line.
Do you know why the CEO makes more money most of the time? Because they do more. They have more stress on their shoulders. They do more. Now, I'm not saying every CEO, but when you look at the chain of command in a company, a lot of times the people who make more have more responsibility, work longer hours, have been there longer, are more educated in the subject matter. It makes sense a lot of times, not all the time. Come on now, y'all. I have my brain. I can think properly. But you know what I'm saying? These people trying to talk about pyramid schemes being corporate, the fuck are you trying to say, you weirdos? No. What you do is, if you want to talk about what's closer to a pyramid scheme, it's what you are doing. What you are doing is closer to a pyramid scheme than corporate is. And it's all about how the money flows as well. So in corporate, the money flows from the top down. Everyone's getting paid in corporate. But in MLM, you're going to see the money flow from the bottom up. Not everyone's getting paid, but you know who is? Kindle. Person at the top.
Or that they care about their employees, or that's a whole nother topic, but a little bit on the pyramid scheme. So
I signed it because it's such good art.
Franchising, this is something that, like you're saying about the risk aspect, we actually funded our brick and mortar business startup from network marketing and the money that we had made there, and brought Christian home from his corporate job, with Boeing. And what's so funny is when people say, I don't know, I'm just nervous, the risk of it, like you said, to start off and have a technology. We already kind of touched on that, but specifically we're talking about the business here, is that this is a technology that is already proven. It's already, there's a million testimonies that we could talk about that. But the fact that in our brick and mortar, I mean, most startups are, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars out of pocket. And like, we just went out to Furniture Market this past weekend. All your big, you want to partner with the best companies out there, you best be writing them checks, because they have minimums every single year. There's floor space that you have to commit to. Not just that, there's loading docks. There's, you know, there's all these aspects that people don't think about. And I think that that is the biggest divide in this industry, is that anyone can do it, which is a benefit. Anyone can spend $300. Let's face it, they're wasting money on other things anyways. But it's also what gives sometimes.
Guess what? Not everyone can spend $300, and not everyone wants to spend $300 on your shitty product. The privilege that you have to come from to be able to say that is disgusting.
Gives sometimes this industry a bad name, because anyone can do it. So most people, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many people say, I want to change my life, I'm ready to go. And they will not do one thing because they have no experience in business. You don't have to have experience being a business owner, but they're not treating it like a business. They're just like, oh, this is so good. This is too good to be true. I'm just going to sign up and get lucky, and it's just going to happen for me. And they have no idea what it takes to be self-sufficient or self-motivate. And that's where, you know, they have that W-2 mindset, which is, you know,
W-2 mindset. Anyone heard of that before? You have a W-2 mindset. The hell? That is insane of her to say. That is so wild. I'm trying to find out her name so I stop calling her Blue Eyes, because I want people to know her name.
Can be changed. Like, Christian wasn't an entrepreneur before this, but us having that mindset of wanting more and understanding that, like, okay, like, or wanting something in addition to, you know, what we're already doing. But I think that that's where, like, half of the people, you know, people say, well, if it's so great, why doesn't everybody say?
I found her. Corinne.
It's literally because most people do it and they don't even do it. You know what I mean? It would be like opening a brick and mortar business, and there are many days you don't feel like going or turning on the open sign, but you have retail hours and you better be there or your family is not eating. That is risky. That is, but you have to do that. You have to.
You know what's interesting is, yeah, that is absolutely risky, but did you know that more people have more successful small brick and mortar businesses? Like, more people are more successful in opening a small brick and mortar business than they are in multi-level marketing? That's a fact too, by the way. That's something that I've looked up, made a video about, and everything. So you can go Google it if you want. I'm not going to sit here and throw sources at you, but it's something I've already gone over before, that I've proven before with sources.
To treat it like a business. So what's cool is it separates the people who know how to look at it from a business perspective, instead of just, let me dip my, now I'm not going to say, you know, some people dip their toes in and they see what happens. And that's kind of what I did in my previous company. And it grew my mind to where I'm like, oh, wow, there's a much smarter way to live here. And I don't just get it for myself. It's not just about the business that I build for me. It's about my friends and family who also want $500 a month or a few $1,000s a month, or they want to radically alter their lifestyle. And I know that we can't make income claims on a company that we're in, but what can you
already have been, babe. You've already been doing it. Might as well keep going.
say about maybe what
I'll just say, there is no other industry in this world where you can invest what we do and make the kind of money that we make in the time that we make it.
Yeah.
It's not possible. I mean, there's nothing.
That's just a bunch of bullshit. Your income disclosure statement from On8 tells me otherwise.
I'm invested in so many other things, you guys, like real estate, the stock market, all the things, the list goes on, and there is nothing that is making me more money than this.
Right.
With the investment that I have. If you go put your money into the stock market, you have to put more to make more, right? Because it's a percentage that you're going to, and that goes up and down too, right? So this, you invest a small amount, and that is your only investment. And you can make millions of dollars potentially, thousands of dollars, hundreds of whatever it is that you want. So there's nothing else. There's nowhere else you can do that.
But we've seen, with just simply looking at the On8 income disclosure statement, that over 90% of the company are not profiting. So sure, you can say all of this, Kendall, but what you really need to be doing is showing income disclosure statements and talking about the truth, like what the majority of people actually make and what the majority of people actually do, and say no matter how much work you put into it, oftentimes you're not going to make an income. Why? Because that's how the multi-level marketing business structure works. But they're not going to tell you that part. I will. And that's why I'm here. If they told you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God, I wouldn't be here. But I have to be here, because if not, then they're going to continue to lie and manipulate people, and people are going to fall for it.
Yeah. I think too, the mindset on, you know, we're getting in this particular company, you and I keep saying this, and Christian, we're like, this is so different than anything that we've ever seen, because obviously had the belief in the industry, but there was nothing significant enough. I mean, I know you could go join a lot of network marketing companies and you can make a lot of money, but there was nothing significant enough to talk about that everyone needed and not just wanted.
Literally
and so
every person you know could benefit.
When you think of your target audience, this was big for me. I'm like, okay, when you think of your target audience, you're talking to not only people that are going to buy the product. So who needs that, right? If it's health and wellness or beauty or whatever, like, yeah, you know, some people are going to want that if you do a good job. But when you get to lean on the facts of it does what it does, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this, that's a big thing right there. But when you start talking about franchising and the opportunity to grow a huge network and grow a business like this, you're also only talking to people who want to sell, you know, if it's hair care or skincare or any of the, and those are amazing things, but your audience of who you're talking to is a lot different than when you have a product that's patented, so it does what it says it's going to do. No one else can have it for the next 17 years. I mean, we have friends in business who have had multi-million dollar organizations, and then the bottom fell out because they realized that ingredients were not patented. And then it became a Me Too company, because when the whole world caught on to, oh, that's a really good ingredient to put in there, we should do that too. It changed everything, you know, so the significance of that. But I was talking to a really high level broker last night, a real estate broker in my area, and I get super excited about this because people like this is attracting, I don't know if it's just the way, like our experience and in business and why we're talking to the people that we are. Yes, there are just everyday people out there who have no experience in network marketing that are winning in this, which is amazing. You know, it speaks for itself with that. There are experienced network marketers who know a great opportunity when they see one, but there's also a lot of people who are very traditionally business mindset that are seeing the value in this because they know, especially after the last 4 years, what we thought was crazy 4 years ago, like the world could just shut down and we would all be like, oh God, you know, that was crazy. Now we realize that's real. Where we trust, who we do business with, like we are all as a nation thinking about that a lot more. So everything we stand for, people are already thinking it, and most people, you know, want something like that. But talking to my broker last night, and she's like, man, the business that I get to build is incredible, but it's like a 6-week transaction. And then I always have to find new customers. You know, like I serve them really well. And yes, like if they buy a home 5 years from then, or they send their friends and family, but I'm always having to look for the next customer. And I was like, you know, in a lot of businesses, people who are very successful, real estate, you know, retail-based business, service-based businesses.
Well, it's kind of like your brick and mortar. Like you can only sell one person so many couches.
Right.
You know?
Right. And if you do a good job selling great brands, then they're not going to have to come back and buy it all the time,
Right.
like furniture, you know? So it's a quality thing. But that's what's so crazy is with this, if you do a great job on the people that you have, if you love them, if you show them, and that's also what's so great with partnering, like we're the #1 fastest growing team in the world in this industry.
Everybody says that. Everybody says it. Who really is? We'll never know. It's kind of like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. My brother did it one time. It was like several hundred licks. I don't remember. We were really young. All that to say is nobody's ever going to actually know the fastest growing team, company, product, sales, whatever. Nobody's going to know because everybody says they are.
#1 fastest growing company for a reason. So like you think of all these aspects, you have a product that everybody needs, or really it's a technology that nobody else can have. And let's not even talk about the future, that this isn't just a health technology company, that it's going to be a energy technology company, and agriculture technology, and all the things that they're doing moving forward. But then we talk about the business genius aspect of it, and people get that and relate to it, whether they never had an opportunity or didn't want to take the risk to be a business owner, but kind of had it deep inside of them, or if they've been business owners and they realize the risk, responsibility, and stress of that, and they want more ROI, or it's incredible. But then you think about the leadership aspect. If you're going to partner with or buy a franchise, Jimmy John's, for thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, they tell you, here's where you order the bread, here's how you make it, here's the menu, here's the signage, the advertising, everything. But you're in the hole for millions of dollars, and to come over that. But it's a system that's in place that's already proven. Exactly.
And you're just selling one sandwich at a time. You're selling one sandwich at a time. You can only make so much money.
Right.
Even in a traditional business like Jimmy John's.
Yep. It's gonna max out.
Like you can only fit so many people working behind the little sandwich maker, right? Like, let's say 4 people, right? That's your max people that can fit back there. You can only make that many sandwiches every so many minutes. You know what I mean? Like, you are maxed at your business potential.
Hours per dollars.
Yes, and with this, you get as much.
What about having stock?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to carry a stock. You don't have to have a warehouse
Right.
full of inventory.
Well, one thing on that was that for brick and mortar business owner, right? Like, we hope that what we do impacts our customers. Like, it's not a bad thing. We love this. We're here to stay with all that. But at the end of the day, like, our employees, there's going to come a point where we can max out what we can pay because, we're always challenging that. And this business has furthered what we've been able to do with that. But it's to give someone else the opportunity, like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to be better than me and take my job. You want my paycheck? I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to make it.
Yeah.
Show me something else
with
that does that,
with no holds bar. That's the beauty of it. Everybody that's been doing it has that level of love that they just want to show you the way, It's really good.
Yep, we don't get paid unless everybody else gets paid.
Right.
So when we want everyone to be successful.
Right. When you see people who have said, I built a multi-million-dollar business in this, that many, many, many people have built very incredible incomes in turn for that, The stock aspect, the first thing that I heard of from that was, the risk, we're going on to that one of the companies.
It drives me nuts that she is on a live and driving. What if she got in a serious accident and hurt somebody? That's just wild to me that she thinks that's okay and that it looks fine. So ridiculously dangerous and irresponsible. Kendall, really?
Things I had tried out before my previous company had to do with you had to buy and sell product to be able to make money, just like we did as a hairstylist with product on the shelf. And it's constantly, you are taking that risk up front. I mean, you go to market for a furniture store, spend multi-six figures to have stuff to hope that you get the right things that are going to sell. But you're in the hole that much until you come forward from that. So, one last thing I want to touch on was the different business model of, like, we have friends who are on this team with us that have been blueberry farmers. And that really got to me because I'm like, man, we have a lot of friends, Christians, I call them friends, from the Marine Corps, from Boeing, and
girl driving. Kendall, can you mute? It's very loud.
The bottom line is, like, that's not time freedom. Whenever you can be a successful, but when you're able to that job and what that requires as a business owner, there's never.
Kendall, stop looking at the phone and watch the road. It's driving me bonkers.
There's never passive income in that. There's never residual in a lot of cases. And so you create relationships with people early on in this. And I don't know if it's going to last forever, but I know that there's 17 and a half years left on this one global patent. And that is a very long standing, in the plans for the future of this, that truly, I know you and I have both experienced what that means as passive income. And most jobs, you quit tomorrow, you have a rough week, you get sick, whatever it may be. If you build a business here, I'm not encouraging to quit your business after years, but I'm saying there are things that once you get this momentum and you take great care, like I have customers already in this business in 3 months that are like, I will never again go without this technology. I'm going to serve them to the best of my ability, but they are never going to stop ordering that. Like, that speaks volumes,
I bet you that 99% of them will. I don't have facts to prove that, but I'm just saying I bet that 99% of the people who say that will stop.
Wow.
Yep. Do you have anything else to say on this? I feel like it's so easy. People say, most people, I don't really get anyone saying that they're skeptical anymore because they've seen what we've done. I know that they've seen what you've done in the business. The technology speaks for itself. If people don't understand how it works, it's very simple to be sent that information. But I just know there's so many people that have never been successful in this industry that we're seeing blowing up, and they're having friends.
People who've never done network marketing.
Who? Put them on. Let's listen to what they have to say. I'd love to break down their BS.
I have so many people who've joined me who've never done network marketing before.
Who?
And they are successful in this business.
What? Also, when they say they are successful in this business, define what success is in this business. Because I feel like when they say it, they mean it in different ways at different times.
Well, because of everything we just talked about, but
it's so simple.
I forget so that is when people's mindset for the first time you talk to them and they're like, I don't know, that sounds kind of different, and that's where if different is what society has as a normal, like that's what I want to be doing. You know, we all, people who want different results out of life or want, you know, this life-changing income or time freedom or, you know, the ability to work from where you want, with who you want, when you want to. I mean, Kendall just got out of Target. She's like, okay, yeah, I'll jump on here for 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be social media based.
No. And I was just gonna like leave this with like, don't knock it till you try it. Like, don't open your mouth and say this is a pyramid scheme or talk crap or whatever if you have not even tried it. Like,
Kendall, in my opinion, this is a pyramid scheme, and I'll talk as much crap about it as I want. Also, would you say the same thing about drugs? Don't knock it till you try it. It's always so wild when they say stuff like that. I'm like, don't knock it till you try it. You should always try it before you have an opinion. Should I?
really look yourself in the mirror. You haven't even tried it yet. You haven't tried the patch. You haven't tried the business. So how can you say you're not going to be good at it? You won't be successful, yada, yada. Well, that's probably why you're in the situation you are, because of your mindset.
Brat. See? Big old brat with a big old B in it. And I'm not talking Charlie XCX brat. I'm talking just a basic brat.
You know, so you have to believe that you can do this and you have to try and you have to be excited about it. And when you hear testimonies, you will be excited because people that you know, their lives will be changed. Their
Girl does not have a single hand on the steering wheel. Oh my gosh.
Physical body will be changed by this patch. And you will see what we're talking about.
What do you have to say for anyone who says, I agree with all that, but I don't want to do social media, and they know us as being that?
You don't need social media. Don't. But here's the thing. You'll grow like 800% faster if you use social media. So like, why wouldn't you? That's like the stupidest thing. That's like starting a business and saying, I'm not going to advertise. Why would you not advertise?
Yeah.
That's
right.
so
It's stupid to not want to do social media when you're in an MLM. I mean, I guess, but also rude. Let me tell you, social media is exhausting. People are mean and it's exhausting. I don't know what else you want me to say about it. So I understand why people wouldn't want to do it.
so dumb. Like, because you're scared of what people think. You are scared of what people think. That's why you don't want to do social media. Or you think that you're just going to be sitting online all day long behind a computer screen or your phone, and that's not how it works. It takes 5 minutes to make a post. Or less. Probably even less.
And you're consuming
that
the
post
videos.
could make you thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Or, okay, the last thing on your friends who are doing this out of social media. Christian does not use social media. He's calling his friends that are in.
Oh, Kristen doesn't use social media. So I guess he's dumb. Is he being dumb? That's what Kendall said. It's dumb. It's stupid. She just offended him so hard. Oh my God.
You know, Boeing that are furloughed and right here, right now.
I have to jump off here, okay? Yeah. I have an appointment I have to go to.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kendall.
But so
I just want to always keep touching on that though, because so many times I hear people say, I can't do what Corinne does because she likes.
Did she just leave the live? Rude. That's rude as hell. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, it's awkward now. Oh, it's so awkward.
To be a face on social media. It's a platform that's free, so why not use it?
Well, I can reach thousands of people in my home right here, right now, in 30 minutes.
Because that's the way she likes to do it. So me personally, I like that personal connection. I pick up the phone, I call people. So the way I like to look at this is for skeptics, right? Because that's the kind of the title of the theme of this video, is the risk to reward is so small, risk, right? Great reward can be health, finance, and it's just, it makes it so easy to talk about to people, right? So like everybody I encounter, literally, you can talk to them for a few seconds and realize, like if you actually show some interest and realize maybe what they might be lacking in their life or what they're looking for, and this is something that you can fit into every single one of those scenarios. So yeah, I'm not making the social media videos, but I am talking to a lot of people. So you have to be able to communicate to do it. But the other thing that I wanted to touch on, because backing up, we talk about us and our situation with brick and mortar or franchise. So the reason this can be for everybody is because maybe you're not a person who's interested in a franchise, in a sandwich shop or whatever, or a furniture store. But it's so simplified that you can do it while you literally do everything.
Oh, this live sucks.
you can fit this in. That's how simple it is and easy it is. We've got so many friends that have dove on to doing this and realized immediately, like within weeks, a month, the benefits, the reward, and they understand fully what it is. So my encouragement to everyone is just small risk, right? And it's a series of small risks, because every time I call somebody who I think might be a skeptic, that's a small risk. And you know what?
But see, the thing is that you have to know what you, and that's where I think that the people that I see that are really successful in this, it's because they have a backbone. That's the name of our furniture store. They have a backbone to stand up for things that they know to be true and to be bold, and they really don't care what anyone thinks about them, to where, you know, it's just stating facts. And that's where I said, instead of, it doesn't have to be this hyped up, that's part of the thing that I hate within this industry, is you see so many people be like, this is the best, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, but is it? And there's so much hype involved in that with this, you can be a very sound mind person and say, well, I'm just going to give you the facts here. We're talking about 10 years in stem cell research.
You're straight up trying to hype it up right now, so I don't know what you're so annoyed about other people hyping up their product.
We're talking about a global patent. You can read what that says. We're talking about history with Navy SEALs and Olympian athletes. You know,
we're talking about 6,500 people at the corporate conference.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many
facts. Stefani in room 5 putting on a concert for us. I mean, it's very real. It's a very real
There's
company
so many
and industry
facts that you can tell that.
Can y'all both stop talking at the same time? I'm about to end this. I'm so done. I'm done. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't finish it. The Wi-Fi, their connection is so bad. They keep talking over each other. It's awkward because Kendall's gone now. She seemed pissed. This is just a horrible live. Corinne, you did a terrible live. I don't know how else to put it. It was bad. And I don't think you really helped the skeptics very much. I think you kind of solidified some things for them. Also, you should be pissed off. Corinne, this is for Corinne. You should be pissed off at Kendall for being such a butthead. She was such a brat, so rude. Oh, I would be so pissed. Anyway, what are y'all's thoughts? Because holy crap, that was a mess and a half. It was perfect. I loved it so much. Thanks for watching. This is a mess. Oh, don't forget, please hit the subscribe button if you want to support the channel for free. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to get notified when I post or when I go live, because I try to go live once or twice a week, you can hit the bell button. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on their video below. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.